Happy Tuesday, guys. Welcome back. Now, I know I'm extremely late to this. I think they posted this like when the playtest server went up, but I never went over the patch notes, and if you're expecting any gameplay today, there isn't going to be any. We're just going to read through these, react to them, and if you haven't actually read them for yourself, I get to read them for you. So just kind of a video to just get back in the swing of things. I am home. I did fly safely. I had to take like 4 flights to get to where I needed to go and back, so that was a lot of fun. And then 2-hour drives back to my house, the airport. It was an experience, all right. But I got to see my Hawaiian family, my Hawaiian side of my family, so that was really fun. Haven't seen those guys in a long time. But here we go. All right, update details. So apparently this is already in play. So I didn't really realize this, but it says the latest version of all platforms is as follows. As of May 30th, May 31st. So I don't, correct me if I'm wrong, I haven't even touched breakers yet, but I think like Cell, Boo, and Vegeta, they have like the knockback gauge and everything in like normal play, which is actually kind of cool. I'm glad they did that to showcase how every raider would be, affected like that. But let's just go at the start here. So set the opening of the public test server. So this has already happened and it's gone. Unfortunately, I cannot make any more videos on the test server because I just got back and it won't be up. And Season 3 starts in 3 days, so that's when we'll be able to play, so that's fine. New events, so we will regularly be adding a limited time events during the season where you can get rewards by clearing the event's exclusive tiers. I like this a little more, just community involvement, and we can actually, have a reason to play a certain character or a certain super move or just whatever the event entails, right? So I'm glad this is happening, and I'm sure it might not start right away in Season 3, but I'm sure it will happen, so. Now this is what I want. I want to know everyone's thoughts on this. So the knockback gauge, I just call it armor, just easier to say it that way, has been added to all raiders. With the addition of this gauge, the raider will not knock back until the gauge runs out after getting a certain amount of attacks from survivors. The raider will not drop any Dragon Balls in their possession until they are knocked back. Okay, so initially this was my thought when I first saw this. I was like, oh, this is just armor to, help raiders not drop Dragon Balls. And I thought the armor was specifically for things like rockets or D-change when they knock you back, or, Bancho fan, the wall, whatever, anything like that. I thought this armor was for moves like that. But the armor is for everything, supers, melees, anything like that. And you have to get it all the way down. But if you do get it, like, let's say you get it, a fourth of the way, and then you use a super and it cracks it and does overlapping damage, it will knock back. So whatever's gonna make it 0, that will be the knockback. So potentially you could do one super that does half, and then do that same super, and as long as it hits 0, it will knock back. You don't have to destroy it and then knock back. So it's an interesting change. It definitely buffs the raider big time, like huge amount. Like it's a pretty dang big buff. Not being able to, stun the raider in a way, or knock them back. But is it too strong? I've only played a couple games with it, so we're gonna have to find out. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. If you guys think it's too strong right now, maybe they should either make it easier to break this with rockets, because I think, from what I remember, it takes 3 rockets to break this, right? So the standard single rocket is kind of worthless now. You need a super rocket. Maybe we're going to see more active skills like Bancho fan, something like that. But I have not played enough, so I can't talk too much about it. But I know it's extremely strong. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I like that the survivors have to work a bit more to get the Dragon Balls. They can't just rock it and then have some people distract the raider and run. I like the fact that they have to fight for it. But I think, I don't know. I think it's a little too strong if you get hit by a super that doesn't knock you back, or maybe certain supers like over 120 ki should knock you back, or like I understand like volley too. This is meant for volley, so you can at least like stop the volley spam, but volley also got nerfed from what I hear. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I don't have an opinion on it now. Vehicle skin spec update. This is probably not really that important. We have updated the game so that if a player has a skin set for vehicles, the change will be reflected for existing vehicles on the map when they ride them. Vehicles that have been left without a rider will revert to their default appearance after a certain period of time. Okay, not a huge deal. I mean, who uses vehicle skins really? But I'm gonna move on. Okay. So major in-game updates. Fix the animation for when the effect of the flames of Mount Frypan active skill disappears. Okay, this move has been like fixed and updated so many times. All right. Along with the implementation of knockback gauge, damage for full power, energy blast volley, and crazy finger shot super attacks have been lowered. All right, there it is. So volley damage has now been lowered. Will that affect the volley meta? Of course, but is it still strong? I gotta try it out, but I do believe, I still think if you had 2 survivors with volley, one stuns him with solar flare, charming pose, it's still gonna do cracked out damage depending on what raider you're versing, especially even if it's Ginyu, right? They're all very squishy. I still think it's crazy, but I think it's a good, I'm glad they nerfed it. Might be a way to just do different supers, right? I don't even know what this one is. I don't remember what this one is. I guess this was crazy fingers. I don't know who has this, so I gotta go back. I guess there's a crazy finger shot volley. I don't remember. Okay, adjusted Spopovich to be treated as his own character when playing as Raider Majin Buu. So this is great. He'll now have his own health bar like Nappa and other similar characters. Basically, they've made it so that killing Spopovich is, well, I mean, if you kill Spopovich, you win the game, but trying to fight Spopovich is utterly pointless. So I'm glad that happened. Would I have preferred maybe attack speed buff or just make him a little tankier when he is Spopovich? Yeah, maybe, but you know, because I just feel like there's literally no point to fight Spopovich now, because most of the time Spopovich will get his stuff before 12 minutes and 30 seconds, which is when you can actually kill him so that the game just doesn't end early, right? So I just feel like it's pointless to fight him now unless it gets past the 12 minutes 30 seconds. It's just a waste of D-change and, you know, materials, resources, whatever you want to say. But I'm glad he got buffed. So Buu is actually a very scary raider now. Honestly, you'd probably want to fight him as Majin Buu. I don't even know now. Buu's probably, like, I haven't played, remember guys, but I'd say Buu's probably the strongest raider right now. So minus Ginyu if we count him. Ginyu's pretty strong, but I don't know. Buu's having just a free stage 1 man. That's a little scary. Regarding the escape time machine and signal beacon that appears during the secret phase when there are only 3 or few survivors remaining, if they are destroyed as a result of an area destruction, they will now reappear depending on the remaining number of areas and survivors. This I actually am not a fan of. I don't like that they can respawn, and this is the reason, because if you are trying to get a perfect game as Raider and you are strategically destroying your areas or saving an area destruction, and for some reason you accidentally killed that 4th survivor, or they're just feeding you and you can't get that perfect game, I save my area destruction, so when there are 3 survivors left and that time machine does appear, I destroy that beacon so that I can camp the other 2 beacons, right? Or maybe 1 beacon. I'm not sure how many spawn off the top of my head, but I don't know. I don't like it because I think it gets rid of like the strategic play that you can do as a raider, and you're just helping the survivors escape. I'm not a huge fan of that, because then there's no point of destroying the area. So I guess, I don't know. I guess I don't like that it takes away the strategic value, because now I will just, you know, I'll just destroy the areas no matter what. And the only reason they'll hold on to an area destruction is to stop Shenron, or maybe to just stop getting jumped by a bunch of survivors. I don't know, but I'm not a fan of the change. Adjusted the signal display so it won't disappear over time. If a new signal is used, the previous signal will disappear as always. I think this is like for pings or whatever. But let's continue. For objects that require players to hold down a button to interact with them, the interaction will now begin if they hold down the button when they are near the object. I really don't know what this means. I could care less. I think it's just help people do something. Regarding the Raiders Eradicator medal, okay, just destroying medal. The experience points gained when scoring a knockback on a Raider have been increased. What? Okay, I guess you just get more stuff for the medal. Great. But knockback on a Raider? That sounds like for survivors, not the... Oh, okay, yeah, sorry. This is the survivor medal. My bad. Okay, cool. So when you get a knockback, you get more points. Nice, get more Zenny. Adjusted do the... Okay, slightly lowered the amount of damage from Justice Rush super attack to be in line with similar super attacks. What? Why? Justice Rush was so good. There's no... It wasn't like it was OP, bro. Like, oh, we could have definitely kept it. I think this was so fun to use the the landing delay nullification and super attack with that. That was so fun. Backpacks now can be equipped on costumes when they previously could not be used. Cool. Okay. Fixed content. Fix an issue where they assist a character from Raider active skills such as Summon Yamu, Call Nappa, can pass through the flame effects. Okay, good. Fix an issue where the area flame active. There's so much, like I said. Fix an issue with the transformation power unleashed. Active skill was not canceled after the player was caught in area destruction. Interesting. Oh, is this like? I think I've had this happen where I power unleashed Cyberman. I think it's kind of like that similar thing. You're still in power unleashed. Fix an issue in which the Raider could involuntarily evade the repeated attacks from Symphonic Destruction, super attacks. I don't think that's ever happened to me. Super Electrical Strike would activate twice if a Key Blast hit the Raider. Damn. This never happened to me. Amount of damage from charge super attack was the same regardless of the player Dragon Change level. Oh, so wait, does this mean charge might actually be good on level 3? Does it do more damage? Fix an issue in which certain evasion actions for transfer Beerus was fast. No! What? Why would they do this, bro? There is no reason to do this. It made the transfer unique. No one's gonna use Beerus now, bro. No one's gonna. Beerus is so pointless now. Beerus is that is the only thing Beerus had going for him. No one's gonna use him. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Sphere of Destruction's trash, and he just has full power energy wave. So unless you love Beerus as a character, you are not using him because his Key Blast sucks as well. I don't like that. I was kind of happy that maybe transfers were becoming more unique, but guess not. Fix an issue in which Raider Nappa becomes able to move in diagonal direction. I've heard this. It's not too crazy. He just gets a speed boost, but it's fixed now. Okay, so fix an issue, transformation power unleashed, active skill is not canceled after the player was caught in area destruction. Did we not just go over that? Wait, what? Are these just repeated? Are these... Yeah, they're just repeated. Okay. All right. Well, nothing too much. They just fixed some stuff. Nothing too crazy I would look at. But we plan to implement fixes and adjustments to the following areas in a future update. We apologize for any inconveniences may cause. Thank you for your patience and understanding while we work to implement these changes. There's an issue in which the landing delay... There's no issue, bro. There's no issue. Skill unintentionally causes actions other than running to speed up. I still like it, bro. I think it's a good feature, bro. It's a good feature. Is it OP? Like, maybe. We use it on Missile, we use it on Kaioken. It doesn't seem too crazy, because if the Raider wanted to, he could just still follow you. I think, and it's just fun, man. It's just fun to put it on melee attacks. I don't know. I enjoy it, so I'm glad they took all of Season 2 to not fix. I'm just kidding. But they took like a month, and they still haven't fixed it, so I'm glad they're not fixing it yet. There's an issue in which players cannot select the Raider as their desired role on the role select screen. I don't know who is having trouble with that. I apologize for you, man. There's an issue in which the Raider Ginyu Force is listed as being on sale on the Raider character screen even during the off-season. Alright, well, cool. I'm not a huge... New Season 3 Raider will be only available after the maintenance. Yep, okay. There's an issue in which players can evade underwater with the Fortune Teller. Alright, cool. Well, nothing too crazy. The fact that they addressed the landing delay nullification and not Raider Q is interesting. They haven't given us anything on crossplay. But you know what? I'm happy with Season 3. It seems like there's a lot of stuff coming that are gonna, at least make the game different, right? Season 2 was getting a little stale for me. Adding Beerus and Whis didn't do too much to the game other than landing delay nullification and unconscious control is crazy. Correct me if I'm wrong, but not a lot of people use Beerus's passes, but that's the only thing that really changed the game. I'm happy with these changes just because it's different, right? Yes, this knockback gauge might be OP, but it's just, like I said, it's different. The meta is going to change. We're going to have to adjust. It's going to be more... not necessarily more fun, but it's going to be different, and we're actually going to get something out of it other than just doing the same thing over and over and over again, right? So, because like some active skills might one-shot this armor, right? Before you want to fight, and then, I think you use that active skill, and then you fight. The one thing I will say about this, I think they need to change, and I could be wrong about this. I'm just kind of remembering off the top of my head. When this goes down, it automatically goes back up after like a few seconds, right? What I think it should do is it should go automatically back up after a few seconds, but every time you do get hit, it should pause. It should pause. So, for example, and maybe some people don't agree with me, because guys, I try and be as balanced as possible. I love Raider, I love Survivor. I try and be as fair. If I'm trying to like nerf this a little bit, I would say like if you're getting hit by a volley, you know, you get hit by a volley, it goes up a bit, hit by volley, it stops, goes up a bit, volley, it stops, right? I think that's kind of decent because as far as I remember, it just goes straight back up and then you have armor again. So I'm not entirely sure. But guys, that is just us reading the patch notes and reacting. Kind of a boring video, I know, I'm sorry. But just give me a second to get back in the swing of things. And we got 3 more days till Season 3. I'm super excited. Let me know your thoughts on all these changes, especially the knockback gauge. This is the biggest change, I think, in Season 3, as well as maybe Spopovich getting his own health bar. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you for just watching my videos while I was gone and liking. But, guys, again, thank you so much. Subscribe, like the video. I will see you tomorrow. Have a great one. Bye.